So you want to improve profitability. Your first thought might be to try bringing in more revenue. But did you know that cutting costs is actually one of the simplest ways to improve your bottom line? So in this lesson, we will look into two key pillars of increasing profitability: cost of sales and controllable costs. I will guide you through both methods of managing costs and give you a few examples to help you apply those ideas to your own department. The first thing to talk about is the cost of sales. Basically, this covers any direct costs associated with generating revenue, things like meat, produce, coffee beans, beer. You got the idea? The next metric is controllable cost. These are costs associated with running the department, and they are things you can change without significantly impacting your product or service. Things like takeaway cups, napkins, and other disposable supplies, but also guest room linens, toiletries, and even staff uniforms. The main thing to remember is that both cost of sales and controllable cost are expenses that you have short-term, day-to-day direct control over, which means you can use them to optimize your profit. When you set out to reduce expenses, you want to start by looking at your profit and loss statement and ask questions to explore the story behind the numbers. Where did we spend more than budgeted? And is that increase proportionate to our revenue? Let's say, in this example, our food cost of sales was much higher than we budgeted last month. Food revenue was only up by 5,580, while the cost went up by 7,215. Why would this be? Did a supplier increase their fees? Did we have a special function? Or did we buy bulk some items at the end of the month to save cost in future months? Or was there a mistake in the stock take that led to over-ordering? These questions will give you an idea whether overspending occurred and if you can reduce that for the next month. There are a few methods you can use to manage your cost of sales. First, cost out every single menu item. No exception. You should know exactly what it costs you to make each item at the correct portion. Second, look at suppliers' cost. Are you charging a premium rate for a premium product? Or are you better off using a cheaper alternative with a better profit margin? Another important tip is knowing what's going on in the market. Always have multiple suppliers at hand for the same item and know what's a fair price and what's not. You can also control costs by reducing wastage. Portion control is a great way to do this, and it can be as simple as weighting your ingredients. For example, do your baristas tend to have a lot of milk left over in the jug after making a coffee? This is really easy fix that adds up over time. Now, let's turn to controllable costs. What are some methods you can use to keep them down? Again, use the numbers to dig deeper and ask questions. Are cost increases proportionate to your revenue or not? Let me use myself as an example. I was recently going over our department's linen budget and saw that we had gone over. I asked around and found out that a new employee had been removing tablecloths and napkins from tables that hadn't been used. Have a look at this statement. As you can see, we have gone over budget on most of these costs. This is something I would really dig into because most of the time they can be easily managed. The first step to managing controllable cost, which makes up a significant part of your P&L, is making a comprehensive list. You should be able to see every single controllable cost of your operations and compare it to the budget. When you have that list in front of you, it gives the opportunity to plan ahead for purchases. So my top tip is to keep a copy of this list handy. Your hotel finance team will be able to provide this. Next, you want to use a simple tool to track your daily, weekly, and monthly expenses so you can keep an eye on what's happening. If you don't already have a tool to measure spending against your budget, I have attached one to this lesson that you can download now. Now over to you. Head to your finance department to know your cost of sales and collect a list of your controllable costs to begin tracking your daily, weekly, and monthly expenditure. And here are 3 insights to help you manage your costs. Managing cost of sales and controllable costs is arguably the quickest and easiest way to manage the department's profit and loss. Cost of sales are the ingredients that make up what you sell, and controllable costs are all other costs associated with running of the department. Successfully manage your controllable cost with a list and a tool that you can track expenditure on a daily basis.